Thanks for joining us. I'm Paula Eben with a WBZ News Update. Our top stories: the man accused of stabbing 3 elderly people to death inside a Newton home over the weekend is getting ready to face a judge this afternoon. Middlesex County DA Marion Ryan says Christopher Ferguson was arrested yesterday for the horrific murders of 73-year-old Gilda Demore, her husband, 74-year-old Bruno, and 97-year-old Lucia Arpino. Police say that all 3 were stabbed multiple times and beaten inside their home on Broadway Street in Newton Sunday morning. The Demores were scheduled to celebrate their 50th wedding anniversary and renew their vows, but never showed up to the church. Investigators say Ferguson had no connection to the family. He is now charged with murder, 2 counts of assault and battery with a dangerous weapon, and burglary. Boston police hope this surveillance picture will help them find a stabbing suspect. Detectives say about 8:40 last night, this man stabbed someone in the 300 block of Blue Hill Avenue in Dorchester. Police say the victim should recover, but if you have any information, call Boston police. Today, people in Provincetown are protesting the plan to open up the leases to the dune shacks there. In particular, the group is supporting a 94-year-old painter who has helped take care of one of those shacks for decades. WBZ first introduced you last week to Salvatore Del Dio. He has been ordered now to remove his belongings and leave by today. The Park Service plans to allow people to bid on taking out 10-year leases on those shacks. Let's get a check of the forecast now with meteorologist Zach Green.
A serious helping of rain across most of the region. There's still a few haves and have-nots. Once you were out to the Cape as well as the islands, it was anywhere from about 1.5 inches to over 2 3/4 inches. Really high values, especially as you make your way to the outside of Route 6. Provincetown, we're not fully done with your gauges. You still have a few showers in store right now, over 1 inch recorded in Plymouth. And these are not exactly telling the story of this storm. It was over 2 inches in many spots of central Mass and over on northern Massachusetts and up into southern New Hampshire. So the Nashua gauge, that's only since midnight. I think you had plenty more just prior to that 12 a.m. hour. And we still have a few more chances in store for the Monadnock region and the southern side of the Granite State too. But I want to take the trip down towards the Cape, where we're still holding on to a steadier pocket in P-Town along Route 6, moving through Truro as well as Wellfleet. We're going to back this up back towards eastern Plymouth County and up into Cohasset, as well as Hull. You may be dealing with a little more activity, and up into town too. So if you're going to ride the greater Boston area through the early afternoon, windshield wipers and time both going to be necessary. Similar scene on 128. You can kind of take your pick for the Merrimack Valley. It's kind of drenching the area as of now, and up into the Route 16 corridor as you move up into the Lakes and Mountains region. So everybody seems to be tapping into some round. It's just not going to be as impressive as what it once was. Thankfully, the temperatures are still on the move though, and if you were hoping to get out of the way of some of the steamiest conditions, you want to head down towards the south coast, Cape Cod, and the islands as we get the winds out of the south, almost acting as the natural AC. The humidity level is just so high that it's almost feeling like a hairdryer out there, and unfortunately, the upper 70s are going to be feeling like the low to mid 80s. So kind of a steamy, sticky way to take in the rest of the afternoon, and we will still have a few more showers and maybe a rumble of thunder right up until the end of the day. It's not going to be as active as where we were this morning as we head into tomorrow. So when you stop it early on Wednesday, you're going to notice there may be just an isolated case here and there, just a little hiccup of green popping up towards the morning drive. But I think low level moisture is going to allow for more fog development that time around. An overcast scene to start the day, and in that similar pattern, may get peaks of blue here and there, but we're expecting to dial in a few more rounds of thunderstorm as we go into the afternoon hours. So this is the snapshot at 1 p.m. Don't take this verbatim. We still have a chance of pulling in at least a few rumbles to northern Worcester County, southern New Hampshire, maybe spilling over towards the North Shore too. It always seems to be north of the Pike that becomes a little more active. We've got slightly calmer conditions as we go off to the south and east, but we should all be rain ready, and humidity is going to be sky high once again. So 80 degrees tomorrow. You can just reflect this as today. It's almost an identical trend over the next 48 hours, but there is some improvement in sight towards Thursday. Less of an effect, scattered thunderstorms, more few and far between. Friday, there's our winner. We can finally breathe easy as we have one day of partly to mostly sunny skies. We'll land back into the low and mid 80s, but as mentioned, it's one and done. Back into storm chances for Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That's leading to a pretty unsettled 4th of July.
I'm Paula Eben. This has been a WBZ News Update.